What is going on, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and welcome to my B3 Week collaboration series. In this video, I will be asking all of your favorite Bethesda YouTubers several questions about what we will likely see and also what we want to see of any new, unannounced, or other Bethesda games at Bethesda's upcoming E3 press conference. To get involved, I would love for all of you to provide your answers to the questions I've asked all of these great YouTubers in the comments below. Also, please share this video around on Twitter and Facebook using the hashtag B3Week. And also subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified for when every video in this B3 Week series goes live. Additionally, using both annotations on screen and URLs in the description below, I will provide links to all of the other videos in the B3 Week series as soon as they are uploaded to my channel. Please click on them to hear more Bethesda E3 2016 predictions from your favorite YouTubers, whose channels are also linked in the description below. Please subscribe to them all. So with all that out of the way, let's get this video started.
Other games and unannounced stuff. Maybe a horror game that wasn't shit. Okay, I played The Evil Within, it wasn't great. Could have used a lot of polish, so maybe something that instead of them publishing, they actually build in-house. I think that would be pretty enjoyable.
The best part about E3 2016 is the surprise reveals, whether it's a game you had no idea about, one that you've heard through leaks, or perhaps one that was dead and then resurrected. And I'm talking about the third option, ladies and gentlemen, in reference to Prey 2. I want this game so bad. It looks so ahead of its time, and I want it to be resurrected. The rumor is that Arcane Studios in Austin is working on Prey 2 as a brand new project, and I really hope that's true because it sounds like a match made in heaven, and that game just looked absolutely incredible. So if I want to see one thing at Bethesda's E3 conference as a surprise announcement, it's the resurrection of Prey 2 under Arcane Studios.
Now, there's been rumors of this Starfield thing, and to be completely honest, I don't know if we'll see much of it, but if they did release this sci-fi Bethesda game, I'm not actually super keen for it if it's called Starfield, man. I don't know. Starfield? Do you know how boring that sounds?
Sounds very generic sci-fi. And I mean, that was just a trademark that they have. But if me and Michael are going to be completely frank, we'd rather them not do a new IP and just work on Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls is their baby. It's what I want to see, you know?
And logically speaking, not just emotionally, I also feel like they're not that great at building like a universe. I feel like they can build an area well. Like they build a province well. But imagine like multiple planets. It's just too big. And we know that you don't want to overextend.
Yeah, and I also have this weird feeling that I feel like they diverge away from that sandboxy Skyrim feel where you can be anyone, and it would go much more towards like a new IP with that Fallout 4 dialogue system and try and move towards a story-oriented kind of thing. Like, I'd much rather them...
We like our replayability.
Yeah, we like our sandboxes, and that's where we go to. We go to Bethesda for this, so we really want to see them whip out Elder Scrolls 6 and 7 new IP.
Play to your strengths, Bethesda.
Other games I'd like to see announced at E3 would be Prey 2 would be awesome if it was announced, and if it is, I'd like to see that they follow through with what it was originally going to be, as the trailer from years ago for that game was fantastic. I'd like to see that it's an open world type RPG that at the same time explores and explains the world of Prey. The first one was really cool, and just, I think expanding that world and showing off more of it would definitely be something interesting. My bold prediction for Prey would be that it's coming out in like 3 or 4 months. I think that would be ridiculous, but there's no way that's ever happening. I'd love to see Wolfenstein 2 as well. I'm not sure what they would do for the story. It'd probably be something like a revolution, or maybe going to America to start a revolution, or something like that. It's not really that original. My bold prediction for Wolfenstein is they would send you back in time and you would prevent everything, negating the entire first game, which I think would be pretty crappy, to be honest.
In terms of other games at Bethesda's E3 show, I predict that we'll see one of Todd Howard's new projects. That's something that a lot of Fallout YouTubers have speculated on. You know, what is Todd talking about? What are they working on? They just opened a Montreal Bethesda studio fairly recently, and so what could they possibly be working on? And I'm sure Todd will show off at least one of those projects. One of those could very possibly be Elder Scrolls, and so that kind of fits into the Elder Scrolls predictions, but I'm very sure that we'll see one of Todd's new projects at this E3. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that we'll get some kind of Wolfenstein sequel announced, and I think the newest entry to Wolfenstein in the series was really good. A few years ago, I had a lot of fun playing through it. It really tapped into that primal kind of instinct of just killing Nazis, just blowing them up because they deserve to die, and that was really fun to me, and so I really hope that we'll see some kind of sequel. I know they had kind of an expansion with the Old Blood or the New Blood, one of those very recently, and that was fun as well, and so I'm hoping we see something new because it kind of taps into that same vein of a really awesome, solid single-player shooter, very similar to Doom, and so it seems fitting that we'll see some kind of sequel for Wolfenstein. Finally, my crazy bold prediction overall for Bethesda on any of their games is to come out and embrace VR in a big way. Announce more than one big title for VR, something that they're going to either re-release or maybe they're coming out with a new game and it's also going to be available on VR. I think VR is this really awesome transcendent experience. I've got one here at home and I love it. It's really just special. It has nothing, it's not even in the same like atmosphere as just traditional 2D games. And so I really hope Bethesda comes out, embraces VR, releases it on Fallout or the next Elder Scrolls or something. I really can't wait for them to actually make that leap.
Now, as for new, unannounced releases, there is of course the general speculation and theories that will be thrown around. However, I want to highlight something that Todd Howard said at the DICE Awards when asked about what he and his team are working on, and I quote, "We actually have 3 longer-term projects we're doing that are all, we will talk about them in a much future date. They're different than anything we've done before, while also being a Bethesda-style game. They're big and crazy, but in many ways different to anything we've done before." And I end quote. Now, although Todd's team don't produce all of the games under Bethesda's wing, that comment is possibly the most exciting yet confusing thing I have heard in regards to unannounced games. Any further pontification will have me sounding like a conspiracy theorist, so I shall end it there, but exciting nonetheless.
Before it released, Brink was a game that I was really excited for. All the trailers and preview videos indicated that it would be nothing short of a phenomenal game. When the game finally released, it was met with mixed reviews. While the core gameplay was a lot of fun, the game launched with only a handful of maps and no real game modes to speak of. Even the campaign, which you could play through on either side, was nearly identical aside from the fact that you were playing for the other team. This was extremely disappointing since the gameplay itself was well balanced and really well done. If Splash Damage announced Brink 2, they would already have a great framework to build upon. They would just have to ensure that the game itself launched with enough content to keep everyone entertained.
There are many different rabbits that Bethesda could pull out of their hat at this point. I hope to hear something Wolfenstein related, but honestly, any new IP announcement would be great as well. I would hope for something that isn't a shooter, a team-based arena game, or a digital card game, so maybe an adventure game, a platformer, a third-person hack and slash, maybe even a racing game. I did enjoy some of the driving segments in Rage. I don't know, Bethesda knows how to talk up things, so something that'll blow our minds. I wouldn't put them past them to do it, just be careful. The cost to innovate is fans freaking out for whatever reason, so use those innovations sparingly, but also try not to copy the other guy. No doubt it is a careful balance. Being a third-person hack and slash would probably be the thing I would enjoy the most. That is what I hope for in the other category from Bethesda.
What I think we'll see for Wolfenstein at the conference is a teaser trailer for Wolfenstein 2. Now, I think it's only going to be a teaser. We could be getting a full trailer, but I think it's going to be a teaser of some sort. Now, what I would like to see at the conference is an actual trailer. Even if it's a simple trailer like we saw for Dishonored 2 at the last E3, saying that the game's not going to be launching till like the next year, which would still be fucking insane at that. But for a bold prediction for Wolfenstein 2, I think we'll actually see a gameplay trailer for the game. This would seem very odd since we haven't really heard anything about the game whatsoever. It has not been officially announced. But hey, that's just my stupid, silly, bold prediction for Wolfenstein at E3.